Hey everybody, Happy New Year first of all. So it's going to be a quickie concerning the recent headlines on a particular person related to a renowned pastor, and then this other person is supposed to be huge as well, but they're not so huge now, right? Because God has a way of breaking things down for everyone to see. So the kudo is that being that these people were once here and now they're being reduced, okay, because they did a lot of things. They had to bribe a lot of people, pay a lot of people off. They had to use avenues where normal people don't think about using. Like, you're not going to think to go to somebody's cousin or somebody's relative to pay them for information on this person, or to do you dirty, or to put you out for money. But what's happening now worldwide is that those people up top who are being broken down also, and they did things to actors, actresses, people who are really profound in the public eye. But as it trickles, those people did some stuff to some people we don't know the names of yet, that wasn't quite in the public eye. But they used these other smaller, not to say small, but people with lesser power, money power, to get to other people. And as you see stuff being revealed up top, stuff is going to now be revealed down at the bottom. Whereas people who could not figure out for the life of them, why is my life so flucked up? And it is because someone intentionally crossed boundaries into your life through friends and family of yours, parents of yours, who let them in with a promise of money or a promise of a big thing or whatever. And I know that, I think I've made one of these before, that people were turning against their own blood for money. And they didn't care what they saw their blood go through. They just watched. And so, but anyway, the higher up was paying the lower person even to matriculate into your energy, because they could see you were a master manifester, right? That God was always going to see you through, and you was going to always have. But they tested it. So this upper pastor, right? You know the story about Job. He told the entertainer, pastor told the entertainer, have you considered my servant Job? So they try to take a biblical story and make it real time off your life. So people watched you. And this is how you know they never loved you. If someone can watch you go through pain and trouble and halt and hurt and blockage after blockage, and they sit back and even reveled in it, that was no love. It's always been hate from the gate. So as we see, the reason I'm making this video is because as you see that go on, you're also going to get answers as to what was going on in your life and in your children's life, and why they thought it was so easy to bring pedophiles into your child's life, to go onto your jobs and ruck that up, to put you in situations that some of these higher ups, it was like a experiment. And God said no more, because the person down here is getting it all, right? Because they don't have the money for the psychiatrist and for the trips and stuff like that. So they put all their burdens on you. You were never a druggie. You were never you didn't smoke weed. You didn't drink. You didn't sex it up. You were trying to go for Christ. And these people wanted to test you, and the higher pastor and the higher entertainer with the money made it so that you went through everything that a demon could take you through. And being that you're still alive means that God has always been with you, and he will always salvage what is left of you that they tried to break down. The kudo and the caveat excuse me, the kudo and the caveat is that God always had your stash over here, but he wanted to see how far someone who said they proclaimed the word of God and loved God and would do anything for God, he wanted to see how far they would go. And then he wanted to see, as I was talking about the people on the decline, he wanted to test these people's integrity, these people integrity. Was anyone ever going to speak up? Was anyone ever going to stand in the gap for this person down here? Or were they just content seeing this person pummeled and go without? So anyone who said they have ever loved you and they watched you go through horrific things, that was never love, and it was hate from the gate, baby. And what you're going to see going on into February is more revealing. Because what they did while this was going on, they had the I want to say minions down here working on your credibility. Let's break your credibility down. Let's try to make a track record of this person, because they would pummel you and then ask you why you down. They would kick you and then ask you why you down. But people that thank glory be to God, who always has witnesses. There's always a witness, always surrounded by angels, helpers, people in the spiritual community. Thank God for you, because you weren't so religious that you didn't speak truths, whether you had cards or not. I don't read cards. I hear from the spirit realm. I hear from God. But I don't get on much because I don't want to become too common. And so that's how he uses me. But the thing is that as we progress through on into February, you're going to see more of the middle people come forward. What they did to this person down here. The best thing is that anyone can do who is watching me because they stalk me. The best thing that you can do is begin to tell on yourself. Okay, that may save you. We won't save you from, hey, God got you concerning me. You did stuff to me. Take that up with God. But what I'm saying is, in order for you to redeem yourself in the kingdom, it is best to speak up, because if you let this person speak for you, they're going to blame it all on you. Okay? So what I'm saying, I don't really even care what happened to you, because you shouldn't be touching God's anointed. You should not be coming against somebody you don't know their walk in their realm and what they walk in and what they represent for God. Right? And for your spirit team. So the thing about, it's just judgment time. It's judgment time going on into February, but you're going to hear more of how this pastor and entertainer were paying people to do this and put you through this and put you through this. And they had to go down the line because they had to get into your town, right? They had to get into your job. They had to find out where you live, right? They had to find out things, so they wasn't going to come because they was trying to keep their hands clean. But you can't keep dirty hands clean, okay? You just can't do it, especially if you ain't trying to wash off what you just did and not own what you just did. So the thing about, I think God was giving these people a chance to redeem themselves and to make things right. And the things that they took away and accused you of and lied on, your reputation was ruined and you didn't even know it. You just thought stuff was just backing up. I mean, you're like, okay, this is going on. I'm loose. And it's because they had ordained a damnified life for you and put their self in God's seat. And God is a jealous God and a just God. And he has called judgment on all of them. How dare you take away someone's self-esteem? How dare you take away someone's right to live? How dare you take away their kids' right to have a happy life? Right? Before you came, they had a happy life. So you will pay. It's judgment time. The suggestion is, for those who were also wrapped up in this, the best thing to do is speak up now, or forever hold your peace. Because these people right here, obviously, they don't care about a human being at all. If they can do all that grimy stuff and get away with it and blame it on God and using the word, saying it's Job 1 minute and saying I hope you lose from the pulpit 1 minute, and what, I mean, come on now. God is going to check everybody at the door that thought they could ever navigate and narrate your life. Your life is God's life, is your own life. You are your own. So just because you joined the church does not mean you belong to them. You belong to God. You belong to the Creator. And that's that. Right? So God bless y'all. But just begin to see that in the trickle down, they got us up focusing right now on this major thing and this major thing. But they involved a lot of entities to dig into your life. They involved fraternities, sororities. Okay? Everybody was gleaning off of your pain and gleaning off your life and gleaning off your witty ideas. And they took it and ran and made money, and you have not received nary check from them. But God gonna check them on that too. It's gonna be like their pockets got holes in it. So yeah, this is judgment time, and all who were involved in the matriculation of exacting pain, okay, taking someone's virginity, taking their home, their cars, signing documents that you know you ain't got no business signing, taking their mail. They did it all, and it involved a lot of different entities, and woe unto them, because they did it willingly. No one put a gun to their head and made them do it. It was greed, greed, and greed. And the thing is, a creative person, no matter what you do, will always create. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You can't stop them from creating. Right? I don't care how you push them down. They're going to create because it's in them. It's in their bones. It's in their blood. It's in their DNA. Right? And the thing about what you thought you stole from them, God had already made an avenue for something else to open up. So it was just a moot point. Now you're looking like Boo Boo the fool, because everything's being exposed. And the thing about it, it was greed and money, but it was also narcissism. It was narcissism. I can control this person's whole life. I can control this. I can control when they laugh. I can control when they cry. I can control when they lose weight. I can control when they gain weight. I can control when they date. When they don't date. Who they date. Then they would send thugs and stuff your way, hoping that, you would not turn them away because they know you're abstinent, you celibate. They even went as far as to find out the restaurants you go to put something in your food to make you want to have sex. And then on the camera that they have in your house, watched you masturbate. I'm just saying. That's how gritty this thing got, because they had promised people, if you break them down for me, I would give you a Mercedes Benz, a white Benz. I will give you this. I just need to see her broken. Not to say that it wasn't enough where they saw you at the homeless shelter. So these people have been after you and using different entities to get to you to break you down. But God said, no, judgment is now upon them. And they did it for many years, but judgment is now upon them, because you're going to see people start to speak up because they want to limit their time in jail. So they just going to speak up because I'm like, let me tell on boo-boo, because this what he did, so I don't take on boo-boo stuff. I'll just take my own stuff on. So you're going to see it come on down like that. And there's nothing they can do about it now, because the snowball. And then you got the people down here who are finally able to lift up their heads. Oh, ye gates. Oh, you everlasting doors. They're able to lift up their head finally and throw their shoulders back and say, you know what? F them. I'm going to tell what I know. So you got it coming. Yeah, they going to tell what they know now. Because it's either them or them. So you're going to see people come forward because it was orchestrated. But it was supposed to stop. Some mofo got so into you. They got so jealous of your get back up. They got so jealous of you. They said, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to turn her sister against her. I'm going to turn her family. I'm going to get it. They did it all and they got to pay. This is payment time. On God, it's payment time. And God ain't worried about your church walls no more. He tried to warn y'all. Listen, you done got too big for your britches. And so now he got to start calling them out. And then the people up here starting to rise. And they like, okay, listen, I'm not going to take your shiggity no more. I don't care what I got to do, but I'm not going to take your shiggity no more. And I've been documenting from the beginning. I got notebooks, I got this, I got that. I got evidence. Just waiting. Yeah, just waiting. So, woe be unto them, because the dispensation of time, the window of time that God gave them gracefully to speak up, say something, don't participate, tell the person, go warn the person they trying to hurt, go warn them. They didn't do it. And so now they got to pay just like up here. They got to pay just like these people up here. Period, point blank. That's the end of the story. All right. So if I don't talk to y'all no more this year, just know that judgment has come, is coming, and you're going to see names that you don't know, but that was totally affected from these two hierarchies. But they were never higher than God. They were never higher than Jesus. They were never higher than Spirit, than Holy Spirit. Never. Your ancestors, they sat back. They said, okay, cool. Yeah. This where you going with this? Well, she ain't bothering nobody. He don't bother nobody. He love his kids. Try to love his family. The family turn. All because of that. And all because jealousy. Jealous of you since you were a knee-high grasshopper. Because you always had the word in your mouth. You always had a word for somebody before you knew the word. Before you got good in the church or into the church, when the church was real. So you've been going against the grain a mighty long time. But I'm telling you, justice is right here in front of us. And ain't nothing going to stop it. It's a wheel that is in motion. And just like you see the pastor and the entertainer, you're also seeing the orange man. All of that is coming out. God is tired. He said, no, I think y'all got this confused. Y'all think that I'm just going to keep sitting back and letting people use people? Letting people do stuff that they say that they don't do, but they do it? Letting people take advantage of the law? When this group over here can't do nothing with the law, but this group can get away with everything. God said, no. I'm a just God, baby. I'm just. Everybody got to, hey, you got to divvy up. So God is taking their words that they say out in public. They love God, da 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 da, and God this and God that. But then they look at how the evidence of how they treat their own people that they're supposed to represent. Okay? God said, no, I'm not a God of confusion, baby. Confusion is not mine, is not, no. So anybody that's come with you, confusion and stuff, cut them out. Because it's not God. God don't leave you confused. And these little men folks out here, if they not coming straight, go ahead and cut them off, because it's just going to be a confused situation after the other. But yeah, February, going on into February, we're going to see more revealing of names you've not heard of due to the opening now. This is the opening for truth. And anyone who's in love with truth and justice is just going to be so happy. They're going to be so happy because they're like, all of their pensive thoughts, like, God, when are you going to reveal this? When are you going to let this out? When are you going to let the right mouthpiece in the door where they can speak and tell the truth? When? And that time is upon us. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Bye-bye.